Alright, guys, here I'm actually differentiating how, as a junior designer or some level of experienced designer, will work on the screens. And if I give the same example to the senior level of designer or pro designer, how they will put their things or thoughts into the design while designing each and every element, the perfection, I would say. Any AI tools nowadays, whatever we are having, or the buzzing word, whatever we are hearing nowadays, those can't help to design this level. All right, so I'll tell you the difference. All right, so where I'm trying to differentiate how, as a junior level designer, if I give this login screen to them, then how they would put their effort to design the screen. All right, so if you see in the screen where we have this logo and we are saying welcome back, we are actually giving some UX wordings here, so which will actually tell the user, so he has to enter his username, that is enough, and some placeholder for him, whatever he's entering in here, and that is good enough for him, and the similar way for password too. And he has the button to click. Again, this is like a primary button for me, and this is pretty much good for me to go with. All right, if I don't have account, then what I have here, this button is actually telling the user, if you don't have the account, you try to sign up from here and try to create the account from here. All right, so once you create, you come back to this page again and you try to log in with your username and password. And if you want to follow some shortcuts here, you have these shortcuts for you to log in with Apple, log in with Google, log in with Facebook. All right, so these are pretty much when, as a experienced designer with some level of experience, all right, if he's a UI designer or UX designer, that guy would design this way. But if you go to the pro level of designer, their thought process will be completely different. But if I design this as a junior designer, this screen itself is solving user problems. All right, but if I design as an experienced level designer, my thought process will be completely different. All right, so how I will put my contents here, how I will put icons here, how I will actually space them out, and what else is required for the user, those all things as an experienced designer will think. All right, so let's get into the tool and let's try to design this cool looking login page into the Figma tool. All right, hey everyone, welcome back to my channel Design with Pramod. Let's do designing together. In today's session, let's try to learn UI UX, where we are trying to compare experienced designer versus pro designer, how they actually design the screens. Now we are into the tool and we have this reference screen here, and we'll try to duplicate this screen and try to start modifying the contents on this screen. So this will be our reference screen. All right, and I'll show you guys step by step how I actually improvise each and every section. And meanwhile, I'll try to explain one by one sections with renaming, or how I try to space them out, how I actually improve the typography on them. All right, so all together you will learn in this session. So here I have this screen which I have duplicated, and here what I want to do, I want to actually shift this one on the top, maybe. Yeah, all right, so in this screen, what I will do, I have three sections here. One is like logo, and this is like welcome back text for me. And for this one, I will ask the users to enter the information, whatever information you have here, right? So I'll just try to rename this UX word here. I'll just say that please enter your details to login. All right, so this is the information what I am giving as an annotation to the user. So these many informations you have to fill in to get into the app. All right, so this is like pretty straightforward word I have here. So I'm saying please enter your details to login. All right, so let's try to improvise its UI. Now this is like a primary text for me. It is like a hero text for me right now, so which says welcome back, or welcome back to this app. All right, whatever we have here, and I'll try to reduce its font. It's like a secondary annotation, right? If I want to read it anyway, this information itself says me that I can fill in these details and log in from here. All right, so I'm trying to reduce its font weight to regular, maybe. Yeah, now it looks good, right? So I'll try to arrange these two together. All right, I'll try to apply the auto layout on them and try to have the spacing as 10 pixels. All right, so here I have this way, and I'll try to group these also with the logo. And if you see here, padding I have as 24 right now. So let me reduce that to 20. So this is like text, between text I have 10 pixels padding, and between these two text and this logo I have little more padding. So that looks okay right now. So all right, so I'm trying to arrange this in center, and I have these details to fill in now. So what I'm doing, I'm trying to bring this here, and I have this as a input box. All right, and this is also input box for me, and this is like username, and this is password for me right now. So here I want to have little changes here. So one is like I want to have this font weight to little medium. All right, so that actually gives me some kind of a accessibility thing for me whenever this is like a placeholder for me. So if you have this as a header, and you already know that you have to enter the username here what I have done, I have actually increased the font weight. All right, so now I want to have some icons here, right? So if you see here, so this is like username and password for me. So what I'll do, I'll try to pull out some two icons from here. So this is my favorite plugin though. It's like Iconify. All right, so what I have to search for, I have to search for user. All right, so this is my user icon. So what I'll do, I'll try to have it here, and if you see, that is already looking good. And because of this auto layout enable input box, this is actually arranging the same way or with the equal padding. And I'll try to have some lighter color to this one. I want to have it little grayish, and I want to have one line between these. All right, so this is like some vertical line, or this is like a separator between this icon and username. All right, so this is like my line, and this color also I want to have to 6 hexadecimals. All right, and I want to bring this one here, and let's try to have that between this icon and text. If you see this one, right, so this is like looking little darker now, and I'll try to have the same color what border color we have here. All right, so this is like D for me. In the similar way, I'll do the modification to this password section too. After our modification of these two input boxes, I would like to have some equal padding, grid padding between these two. All right, that is like 16 pixel for me right now. Yeah, if you see this, right, this looks good. Now if you compare between these two, if you see here, right, so from these two input boxes to these two input boxes, this is already started looking little better than this screen. All right, so now if you see here, now let's go to the button section. All right, so this is our login button where we have some kind of a border radius. All right, so which is like 2 pixels right now, and if you compare to these input boxes, the border radius of this one is very less, and if you see the border radius for this one, right, this is like 6 pixels for you. So what I would say, there is no consistency maintained here. So I would have the same border radius for this one and this one too. So let's check the border radius for this one. I always love having little more border radius on my components. All right, so this is like 6 pixels for now, and the similar way we'll try to have the same border radius on this button too. If you see here the difference, right, button started looking consistent to these two input boxes. All right, so this is looking good now. Now let's see this don't have account. What else we can change here? All right, so here this is already looking good. All right, so we don't have to change anything on this one, and maybe we could change maybe we could add some border to it, the lighter border to it, so that way user will think that this is like a clickable button. All right, so I'll add some border here, that is like D for me. If you see here, even this button has border, little more border radius, so I'll try to reduce that to 6 pixels. Now it is looking good, and I'll try to have little muted. All right, so that is like 6 for me. You see, right, so this is balanced right now. Now I want to add one checkbox here, so that will actually tell to remember the software. As a user, I'm just telling the software that remember my credentials, so I don't have to come back again. And enter my details. Whenever I come here, I need to have the shortcuts and I don't have to log out from my screen all the time. All right. So for that reason, we'll have one checkbox that says remember me. All right. So let's try to design that now. This is like checkbox here, and I have to enter text that is like, all right, so this is like remember me text for me right now, and I'll have this auto layout enabled on this one, and I try to corner radius this one, and I'll have the border color to something different that is like 6 for me right now, and I'll try to drag and drop in this section. So this is my checkbox which says that remember me. All right, this is like optional thing for the user. All right, so this will drag and drop between this text and these two input boxes. All right, so let's try to reduce this padding to 0 top and bottom, and if you see here, this is looking better now, and by this way we'll try to ask the software to remember user's credential. All right, now let's try to get to these shortcuts here, whatever we have. I see one problem here. All right, so that is like we are actually repeating this text login with multiple times here. If you see here, it actually says login with Apple, login with Google, login with Facebook. This is actually repeating, so we don't need that, right? As a UX person, I don't have to repeat that again and again. So for that, and if you see these logos are well-known logos and people trust on them. All right, so for them also we don't need this Apple text, Google text and Facebook text too. What I want to do, I want to actually remove them. These are like self-explanatory icons. All right, we'll try to remove this text. All right, and we'll try to remove this one too and this one too. All right, so we have removed them, and we'll try to resize them this way. All right, this is like 36 44. Yeah, 40 should be fine, and width wise I'm trying to give it to 40 pixel width. All right, and these are now under the auto layout, and these are like hugged together, and I want to arrange them horizontally. So if you see here, these are good now, and I want to increase the padding between them to around 20 pixel. All right, so let's try to drag and drop them here. You see that, right? That is looking clean now. So whatever we wanted to have, we actually have all in one. These are under this frame. All right, now if you see all these things, right, so these are looking cool, and I see some padding issue here, and that is like 30 pixel, right? I'm trying to apply some random spacings here. All right, so I'm just trying to segregate. These are related to this section, and this is related to this section only, and you will get to the different screen altogether. And if you want to have the shortcuts to follow, you can have you can log in through these three different companies, like with Apple, Google or Facebook. All right, this is pretty much done. Now what I want to have, I want to have one cool looking border, all right, around this section, and that could be having around 20 pixel left and right padding, 20 pixel top and bottom padding. All right, so let's have it center, and I'll try to have the stroke, and that stroke color can be similar of this one with lighter tone of this color. All right, so what I will do, I'll try to select the same color from here with the help of eyedropper tool, and I'll try to apply some border radius to this one around 10 pixel. All right, so now it is looking cool, and let me try to fill this with white color. Like after our all modification, if you compare these two screens, this is looking much better, right, than this screen. All right, so now let's try to have some UI elements on the top. All right, I have created that UI element. So I have what I'll do, I'll try to just copy paste here. You see this, right? So I have just copied and pasted that element, whatever I have created as a background. You see this, right? This is looking little cool now, and let's try to have this. All right, so this is good. And what I'll do, I'll try to copy this one more time, and I'll paste the same here, and I'll try to arrange that at the bottom. This side is little lighter, and what I'll do, I'll try to push that to the back. All right, so this is pretty much done, guys. And if you see the screen, this is how our modified UI looks, but I want to have little more extended border here at the bottom. So I want to have little more bottom padding. All right guys, we have successfully created this beautiful looking UI. And if you see the difference from this screen to this screen, this looks much better, right? And I'll zoom in this little more and I'll show you guys the difference. This is how our modified UI looks, guys. So that's it. That is all about our UI and UX, guys. I hope you guys learned something great today. If you do, please hit like, share and subscribe. Please do share with the learners. Thanks for watching. See you. Bye bye.